Hey guys, Atman here from Vizworks. Today we are meeting an entrepreneur who is trying to revolutionize the milk and a dairy farm industry by organic farming. For the people was to have milk delivered to their house. So in the 1945, when the Dr. Varghese Kurian started with the milk industry, his main goal was to make awareness about milk and also ensure that the milk reaches to the people in the best possible way, because the first route started from Anand to Mumbai. Let's meet Shlok and get to know him more. Before that, I would like you all to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms. So, can you tell us about yourself and your company Vipure and how you came up with this new concept?
So, okay, I'm 25 years old, and I want to do something which was related to nature, something different from what I was doing earlier. And I'm selling textiles earlier, but I decided that it's easier for us young people to do something different for us to take risks than it was, say, a couple of decades back. So that's how I decided that I want to do something which is more meaningful. And it's not only just helps me, but people around me, right? So that's how we came up with the concept. And why Vipure, say why milk or why organic farming is because
I was going to come to that.
I know. I believe the fundamental thing here is that as humans, for the past millions of years, we have evolved into doing something, into a lifestyle or into living some way or eating somewhere. In the past couple of decades, due to urbanization, we've been seeing that a lot of food that we've been eating is processed, right? And it's okay. Some processing may be good, but then it's processed without any need, without any convenience, or without any point. So that is causing a lot of health issues to crop up which did not exist earlier, right? So that's how I wanted to go back, say maybe a couple of decades back, right, making sure that the food that we are eating today is as good as what our grandparents were eating.
Along this journey, you must have faced challenges, struggles, and how did you overcome those struggles? And what are the inherent risks which are involved in such a kind of a business?
So, interesting question. So, being in an Indian society, the first risk or the challenge that I was faced, that people were like, "Ki doodh wala ban gaya tu," right? And which is something people in our society,
like an educated doodh wala.
Yeah, educated doodh wala, right? So I had my relatives calling me up, and there's a culture of not taking risks in our society, and we accept that we should keep doing the same thing as what others are doing. So that's, I think, the first issue, that people were calling me a doodhwala, and I don't mind that. I am a doodhwala. I proudly say I am a doodhwala because that's my business.
That's correct.
Right. Right. For milk to reach your house at 6 o'clock, everything is happening, रात को 2 बजे 3 बजे. So for the first few months, my schedule was waking up every day at 2:30 a.m., making sure that the things are going in the right direction, and because it was so small, right?
So every company has its own USP. So what can you share with the viewers? What is that?
So as I said, right, like our central philosophy is that eating the food which our grandparents used to eat, right? So food that they were eating earlier, if not processed, did not have pesticides, no fertilizers, coming straightly from the farm, right? So that is the concept that we are working towards. So you see all the food that we are producing here, right? It's organic. There's no chemical fertilizers, no pesticides, no toxins in our cows' bodies. The fodder that we grow here is organically grown, right? And there's no cost cutting जहाँ cost cutting की ज़रूरत नहीं है, right? There's no need for efficiency in things like food, right? The only thing that I'm doing is I am taking away all the technological advancement, right? Which makes your food as pure as possible.
Can you elaborate on the products which you also products and byproducts which you cultivate on your farm?
So from our milk, we're currently making dahi, paneer, ghee, right? Ghee is one of our highest selling products because it's also one of our traditional superfood, right? Ghee has so many advantages.
The procedure and so as a dairy farmer, can you explain to our viewers about the procedures of maintaining the quality standards and quality control of your product?
We just try to follow those simple standard procedures which which says our which our culture says that you treat the cows properly, ethically. We don't tie the cows, right? We they can go around, they can roam around freely, they can graze freely. We give milk to the calves, right? We don't use milking machines because it hurts their udders, right? One simple, one very basic difference which shows the philosophical difference between our practices and industrial practices, that the flooring of the shed, you see, this is not concrete. Concrete is easier for us to maintain, right? Because it's easier to clean.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, but we don't have concrete, we have sand there. So because cows, at some point of time people forget that they're living organisms and they need to live in their natural environment. Right, so if I put them on concrete, their udders get hurt, they have difficulty standing up, so it's soil. It makes it little difficult for us, makes the process a bit inefficient, but in the end those cows need to be happy, right? They need to be less stressful. If their living conditions are good, they're healthy, they're not sick, the milk comes out good and you get what you want, right? Like, you keep them happy, they keep us happy. It's an ecosystem that we have to share with them.
Correct. So you make sure that they are healthy, and so there must be some difference between the milk which comes out from them, because there is certain amount of fat present in the processed milk cows and certain amount of which comes in the organic.
Right.
So highlight on that.
Okay, so Food Standards Body of India, FSI, they have basically mentioned some guidelines. Say that if you want your milk to be categorized this way, it needs to have certain percent of fat, certain amount of protein, which is a minimum that say for cow milk is like you need to have 3.5% fat, right? Without that you can't basically legally sell it as cow milk. And but if you do it, so I can say that our milk, the fat comes between 4.2 to 4.4, right? Because they're doing naturally, right? The powder is of good quality, and we don't remove cream or fat out of it, right?
Okay.
So in a lot of dairies, what happens is their milk also comes 4.2, 0.4, right?
Right.
But they remove the fat out of it, and
there must be certain amount of fat in that process, in the milk which we procure on a day-to-day basis.
right. So this is the minimum जो government का guideline होता है, they function on that, right? So that's a big thing, right? Like, people are playing on the regulations, so they want to give you the minimum thing, which is which happens. Which is standardized, yeah. But so we don't touch it, right? We like our standards are the best, our food is the best, our environment is the best. So we know that the milk coming out is of better quality, but we are not going to remove anything out of it. We are going to give you as it is.
Right, but then there would be some some FSI body which will say the milk which is coming out, it has to, because today you are functioning your processes in Gujarat or in Surat, you are getting the marketing Surat, but say down the line you want to send your products to other states of India.
How do I expand?
Yeah,
how do I scale it?
Right, how do you scale it?
No, so those standards are the minimum, right? Which is kept in mind, keeping in, say, there are a lot of marginalized farmers in India, right? So the standards are keeping them in mind to make sure that the cooperative bodies, the factories, they can set a minimum standard. But if the practices are even okay, मतलब मैं ऐसा नहीं बोलूँगा कि you give the best of the best, even if they are okay, you will still get milk which is of higher quality. Right. So those standards are kept in mind for the lowest common denominator. For what we are doing here, we are giving them, we are trying to give them the best which is possible, right? Right. So our nutritional profile is better. Like the fat that we have, it's always about 4.2. SNF we have is always about 9, which is.
So what is SNF?
It's solids, not fat. So milk is basically 85-86% water. Rest of it is solid, right? So those solids are fats, and SNF is solids, not fat, which is say your protein, lactose, and all the other small components in the milk.
So you do not extract anything out of that.
No, we don't extract
You
anything
keep
out of
it as it is.
Yes, and that's so. If you ask my USP, that's my USP. I don't do any funny business with your food.
Right. So now, what cater to the market, because it is relatively expensive than the other processed milk which is available.
Right.
So how do you capture your market in a?
So honestly, up until now, we have been focusing on word of mouth, right? Like day one when we started, we had like 4, 5, 7 customers. Those 7 customers, started telling their friends and families, okay, we've tried this product, it's really good. I've seen the farm, it looks really nice. So that's been one of our biggest strategies yet to make people talk about our products. And anyways, and that's like basic how startups work. Right? If you have a new product which is not easily available in the market, how do you make sure? So that's word of mouth has been our biggest strategy yet.
Right, but then with the advancement of technology and everything, you must be using several social media platforms or hosting any events for for your customers.
Interesting question. So one of the things that we want to do, right, is connect people to that they're eating, right? So say children today, they don't know how does agriculture work, how is food grown, right? So bringing them to the farm, showing what our practices are, showing that this is how things work, it makes them more aware about what they're eating, right? So I am not saying that you eat my products, or there are a lot of products I don't make. Food industry is not something that one person can monopolize, right? Even for a small market like Surat, we will need hundreds of players to crop up and provide. So what we are doing is because we think that we have the right mindset, we have the right resources to do it, right, and we're in the right place to do it. So we want more and more people to be aware about the products. So that is something that we are trying to do. If you can, we can start a small revolution, just make people aware about what they're eating, because I can't cater to 130 crore people in India. Nobody can.
That's good.
So, but if we can make more people aware about that, if there's more demand in the market, slowly the economics will be more in our favor, right? And it's the consumer which is going to benefit out of it.
We'll keep in touch with Shlok regarding its updates, and stay tuned for freshly baked content on our channel Vizworks, and follow us on our social media platforms. Thank you so much, Shlok, once again for being in our show.